Ready, babe?
Yep.
Go. Welcome to another exciting edition of American Warrior Radio, the place to be for news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues military and veteran related. Folks, we are back on the air and we are live coming to you from the big AM 1060 WMEL and online worldwide at 1060WMEL.com. We are so happy to be back with you live. Yes, there was a hiatus there because of the rescheduling and moving of the time of the Florida State football games. But guess what? We're back and we're here and we're going to have a great show for you today. You know, if you or someone you know has ever worn the uniform of the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard or Reserves, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1060 WMEL. And as I said a moment ago, we are online worldwide at 1060WMEL.com. And as always, American Warrior Radio is sponsored by AVET Project. But I want to take a pause for a moment because we have much to be thankful for here on the Space Coast. One thing that the staff here at American Warrior Radio is very thankful of is the continued support of John Harper and our engineer, our chief engineer Vince, for helping us put this program out there to our military and veteran community and all you folks that are interested in helping us help our troops. So hats off to you, John, and everybody at WMEL. We couldn't do this without you, and we're just ecstatic to be live. You know, this program is all about supporting our troops and their families, both past and present. So please get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee or some beverage. Don't forget a pen and paper, because we're always efforting to bring you important information that you can use and share with others. So with that said, let's roll down the runway and get this show off the ground. You all know me, I'm Garen Cohn. I'm an Air Force veteran, a retired legal advocate for veterans, and founder of AVET Project. But even though we've had this hiatus, you know I never fly through the airwaves alone.
Good morning, I'm Glenn McGuffey. I'm retired Air Force, and I'm the retired manager of the Brevard County Veteran Services Team, where it was my honor to help our veterans and eligible dependents gain VA benefits earned by the service to our great nation by the veterans. And I did that for a little over 22 years. That's now been 3 years ago. My time flies when you're having fun. But I've continued to help veterans, and I do that on a volunteer basis at American Legion Post 200, 105 Ocean Boulevard, Satellite Beach. And I want to thank them also greatly for all the support they give me, a desk to work at, a brand new computer. They're going to buy me an up-to-date book on references and stuff, and really appreciate that, folks. And, you know, we got a great show for you today. And I know that you missed us while we were gone. We missed you.
We missed you. Glenn, if I'm out there in American Warrior Radio land, whether I'm here on the Space Coast of Florida or I'm listening in the Carolinas, God be with you people here on the East Coast, because we escaped that hurricane. We are so blessed, and our thoughts and our prayers are deeply invested in the folks that were negatively affected by that storm. But if somebody's there, or maybe in Tennessee, wherever they might be, Afghanistan, and they have an issue, how can they contact you?
Get on your email and email me at Glenn, that's with two N's, GLENN, at AVET Project, AVETPROJECT.org. And I will get back to you. Kind of give me a brief idea of why you want me to help you, and we'll get moving. And I may refer you to somebody that's qualified to help, or I can help you myself. It depends on what it is and where you are and what kind of help I can drum up for you. So I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you any way I can, and I'm an accredited agent through the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, which is the lead agency for American Legion claims in the state of Florida. So get on it.
Email is Glenn with two N's
at avetproject.org.
Glenn with 2 N's at awr16 if you have a question or you need help, or you have somebody that you know that needs help. Now, we've been off the air for a while, I keep saying that, but we're just so thrilled to be back live here at the big AM 1060 WMEL. We did miss Suicide Prevention Month, all of September, but don't think for a moment. You know, we close every episode with the crisis line phone number and how to get help. But we are going to cover that issue because it's so vital. It's important that we turn this number back to some 20 to 22, officially what they say, suicides per day among our veterans. That's just outrageous. So we're going to be dealing with that issue. But I got a couple quick announcements, and we're going to pack as much in to this program as we can today. We have to really give thanks, not just for the fact that we survived the hurricane and there was a relatively little loss of life. You know, our hearts and prayers, again, are with everybody that suffered losses, both material losses as well as loss of life. But I just have to thank all of our incredible sponsors and the volunteers that helped us put on a phenomenal Patriot Day brunch. And, you know, I can start one place, and that's with the city of Cocoa Beach. Melissa Byron and her staff there allowed us to use the facility, which saved AVET Project a lot of money. But we actually made some money, all right, through all the efforts there.
Woo-ha!
We were, exactly, people. We had over 350 people attend. It was a huge success. Well, because of that, we needed that. You know why? Because even though, you know, of the few dollars that come into AVET Project, 98 cents of every single dollar goes directly to programs and services, and we're very proud of that. You know, nobody receives a paycheck with AVET Project. We're all unpaid volunteers, so the money that we desperately need is put right back into programs, and we needed those funds to perform this next one, which is called PR&R, Project Recuperation Reintegration, coming up October 21st through the 23rd. And it's a phenomenal program. It changes lives. So I want to get a big shout out and a thank you to all our sponsors and supporters and volunteers.
No, go right on there. I know you got some more announcements. I'm trying to get our producers' attention.
Okay, well, also, I just have to let you know that we need sponsors and obviously attendees for the Veterans Day Gala, which is coming up on Veterans Day, of course. That's November 11th. It's a Friday at the Doubletree by Hilton in Cocoa Beach. We have the tickets. You can go online to avetproject.org. Click on the Facebook icon. You can order your tickets there. See one of us. There'll be some here at the radio station. We got to get this place filled up. It's going to be a phenomenal event. And again, it's raising funds to help us help our military family. We also get a special thanks out. It's that time of year. It's crazy, Glenn. This is the middle of October. The year's almost over.
I can't even believe it's the middle of October. I know, it's crazy.
It's just nuts. Well, Jenny O Turkeys, once again, for the third year in a row, is providing AVET Project some turkeys for our military troops. And big shout out to you guys. And we'll be giving you some information on all the families that we're able to help with that. We're also getting ready to ship out some EEBs. Those are the Empowerment Equipment Boxes. They're enhanced care packages, really, Glenn.
Yeah, and they are well received, and they get to the troops, and they have some very important information in there. And we've got some upcoming deployments, and the 920th Rescue Squadron out at Patrick is going to Afghanistan. The 124th Reserve Unit is going to Africa, probably Djibouti area, I suspect.
Exactly. So we want to support these guys and gals by giving them these care packages, stuff that they may need or they can share with others. That's what it's all about. But we have to raise the funds to ship this stuff. So we need your help, people. Plus, I know we got a lot of announcements here, but bear with us because it's all good stuff. Everybody asks, well, I support the vets, or maybe how can I get involved in supporting the vets? That's easy. You know, listen to American Warrior Radio, obviously, and check out the website and obviously the Facebook pages. There's so much information. American Warrior Radio has its own Facebook page. But at Post 200, which Glenn celebrated the wonderful support we receive from them on a regular basis, there's a calendar of events. Just share a couple items that are going on at the Post coming up here, Glenn.
Well, as always, there's bingo on Tuesday and Friday nights at 6:30, On Friday night, the kitchen, on Tuesday and Friday, the kitchen will be open for only $5, and you get a lot of chow for that amount of money.
Sure do.
There's bar bingo on Thursdays at 1:30 to 4, so an afternoon event for you bingo bashers. and
there's always NFL Ticket on Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
10 TV screens.
Yeah, and all on a different game, unless, of course, they need to put the same game on too. Usually if the Dolphins are playing, that's on a couple sets.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the Dolphins need to
they gotta
jump it up a bit.
They really do. Well, another thing, and it's all about recruitment. Oh, quick shout out to the Rocket Post of the VFW, Jim Lawson and his crew, Warren Weld. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. We appreciate your table sponsorship at the Patriot Day brunch also, because they're doing incredible things. Well, again, going back to the American Legion Post 200 in Satellite Beach, some of the new recruits there, and again, we're always looking for new members with the American Legion Post. And AVET Project's always looking for good volunteers, so please sign up. We need your help. We need the money, but we need your help too. Well, now on the first round is Monday, November 7th at 7 p.m. What am I talking about? It's the Madden 17 football tournament, sponsored by American Legion Post 200 in Satellite Beach. There are only 16 spots available. This is an awesome time. If you're an active duty member and you have your CAC card, and that stands for what? It's just the military ID.
It's a military ID card.
Common access
for
card.
those on active duty. So.
Right. If you have a CAC card, you can come to the post, get signed up, and all the information is going to be on the Facebook page of avetproject.org, as well as American Legion Post, which is Legion Post 200 at just look it up on Facebook. You'll find it. But 16 slots available. You're going to get a free 1-year membership. You're going to get free pizza. You're going to get an opportunity to win prizes. It's a phenomenal time, and we're going to have a lot of people coming out to this. A way to reach out to our active duty community, bring them into the fold at American Legion Post 200, have a great time, and really just, the camaraderie that's formed by doing things like this is going to be amazing, Glenn.
Yeah, and let me give you quick details. It's 4-minute quarters, a total of 16 minutes per game, up to 16 players. There's a tournament bracket, and we're talking about playing the Madden game that's on these home entertainment systems
Xbox,
that are sold.
yeah.
Xbox.
Right.
And we bought some Xboxes. We bought some new TVs.
Sure did. Big investment.
Big investment, and it's going to be big fun.
It really, really is. So we're excited about that. So many things going on. Okay, we got a few minutes here. At the bottom of the hour, we're going to be joined by none other than AVET Project's Director of Counseling, Joanne Ivins, with her Journey of the Spirit segment. So we're really looking forward to that. Haven't heard from her in a long time because of the hiatus, but we got 10 minutes, Glenn. I really think we need to push out some information to our both active duty group as well as veterans on how and why to file a claim for disability compensation. Can you explain what exactly it is? Well,
we're talking about the important ways to get ready to file a claim,
but what is a claim? What people hear there's a VA claim. What is that?
A claim is you file to the VA on the correct forms a claim claiming one or more disabilities caused by your service to our great nation on active duty, and those claims have to have some substantial evidence to back them up. Now, one quickie here, if you file within the first year or after you get off active duty, not necessarily retirement, just after you get off active duty, and it's approved, the effective date will go back to the date you got off active duty. That's just within the first year.
That's right. If I go 366 days or 67 days, I'm out of luck. The effective date is going to be the date of claim.
Correct. And the date of claim, in that case, is the date the VA receives it.
So I'm a young gal or guy on active duty, and I broke my ankle. All right, and it's since healed, but maybe I have some crepitus, maybe I have a little issue with it. Is that something I should be able to claim?
Oh, absolutely, as long as you have continuing problems with it. If it's chronic, continuing problem, or it's one of those in the presumptive arena, and we're not going to get into that today, but those you can file that claim and say, I have a continuing problem with it, and submit current medical evidence that continues to show you have that diagnosis and what the extent of the problem is.
All right, so if I had a series of bad flu or cold and it resolved, that's just an acute and transitory condition. But again, getting back to the orthopedic issue, just as an example, let's say this. If you're getting off of active duty, whether, like Glenn said, you're a longevity retiree or whatever the situation is, if you're separating from service and you have pill bottles in your medicine cabinet, that's a pretty good indication that you have a confirmed, hopefully well-grounded claim for VA disability compensation.
Yeah, because you got a continuing problem. Now, we're not talking about antibiotics for a local infection and those kind of things.
Correct, right. If you have hypertension, if you have diabetes, God forbid, whatever. Maybe you're on some sort of a psych med. Maybe you have a mental health issue, you're suffering from depression, even anxiety. All right? Any of the things that you're being treated for that are not going to resolve anytime soon. If, like Glenn mentioned, they're a chronic condition. It started while you were on active duty and you were diagnosed and given the pill bottle or what have you, and you still have it. What's the need now? If I'm, let's say, 6 months from separating, what can I do?
Well, you can file a benefits at discharge disability claim, BDD claim, and that will give you a jump on getting it done faster. The purpose of that program was to get you a rating before you got off active duty, but the VA being as far behind as it is, and you've probably all heard about that problem, but it will get you 6 months ahead, and I'm not guaranteeing you'll ever get a rating before you get off active duty, but you'll get it shortly after active duty versus the 9 or more months it takes to get an initial claim done. And, if you file a bunch of disabilities, that's fine, but bear in mind, the more disabilities you file, the longer it takes the VA, because they have to rate each disability that you claim individually. So if you claim 3 things that are all the one thing, they still have to make 3 different ratings on that.
And the VA and DOD are working much more cooperatively than they have in the past. And they have this program called IDES, I-D-E-S. It's prior to separation. They're going to get all your ducks in a row, get your medical records together, which we're going to talk about here in a moment, and help you with the 526EZ. That's the application, so that, like Glenn said, at discharge or soon after, you're going to have your VA rating. You're at the top of the heap, so it's a good thing if you're in that period from 6 months prior to discharge up to 1 month. What if I'm 14 days from discharge? Is there any reason to file?
Well, you can file. It goes into another name type claim, quick start. But, it's not going to be a quick start. It's the same as filing right after active duty. And again, if you file within that first year, your effective date's the day you got off active duty.
So if you have an issue, some sort of health, mental health or otherwise issue that you believe is going to carry on past your separation from service, you got to file a claim for disability compensation. And getting back to the crux of that matter, what is it? It's a financial amount? What is it? It's a monetary award.
Yeah, it's a monetary award, and it's rated, it can be rated 0%, in which case there's no money involved with it, but it gives you medical care from the VA free of charge. But other than that, you get rated in increments of 10%, 20%, 30% on up to 100%. And the money depends on what percent you're rated, and there's no relationship between the money and the percentages. In other words, if you're rated 50% and later on, and you look at the table, 100% is a lot more than twice the 50%. It's just money Congress put against those percentages of disability.
Right, and it's a tax-free benefit. Okay,
oh, yeah.
That's very
tax-free.
important. And, we can talk so much about all the variables here. You could be being out-processed through a medical board, an MEB. You could be separating from longevity retirement and end up with an evaluation from the VA that's 50% or more, which is a big benefit. Explain that real quick.
Yeah, if you're a retiree and you're rated 50% or more, then you get all your VA money and all your military retired pay, no offset. If you're rated below 50%, you get your VA money, and that's deducted basically from your military retired pay. So what you're getting is a tax break.
Right. So you want to, if you have a lot of issues and you're longevity retiree, then you want to pursue filing your claim, because if you're 50% or greater, you're going to get a separate check. It's called concurrent receipt from the VA that's going to be in addition to your retired pay, which, we're so thankful for that. It's an issue that's been fought over for a long, long time, and now finally it's solidified, and it's here and it's now, and we encourage everybody to get involved in that. Okay, so
it's a big pay raise.
Yeah, so let's say I'm an active duty member. In preparation of filing my claim, I want to assemble all of my medical records for sure. Now, if I'm a veteran, I've been out for a year, 3 years, 10, 15 years. It doesn't matter. I could have been out 25 years and still file a claim, right, Glenn?
Absolutely. Bear in mind that the longer you wait, sometimes the harder it is to prove. But that's okay. You can still file, as Garen was alluding to there.
Right, but you need some accredited help. You need an accredited representative to help perform what's called a records review, where once you obtain a complete copy of your service medical records, now they're referred to as service treatment records. Used to be SMR, now they're STR. Once you have a complete copy, and you know what? You can get it really easy. Go online, awrproject.org. Just click on the tab. It'll send you to a site that is operated from the NPRC, National Personnel Records Center. Make the request. You have to fax back your signature. They'll send you everything they have. They'll send you a complete copy of your service treatment record.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, ask for a complete copy of your personnel records along with it, because sometimes those have helpful information for people like me to help you.
For sure, and get a one-time free issue of all your awards, medals, citations, all that jazz. Good point, Glenn. Now, I'm a veteran, been out 3 years, let's say, hypothetically, and I want to file my claim because I had knee surgery in service. It's still bothering me today, kind of the well-grounded crux of the matter.
Correct.
That three-pronged process that Glenn mentioned happened on active duty, still bothering you today, and there's this nexus, this logical connection between the two. Now, I've got my records from NPRC because they sent them to me. I need somebody to review them because there may be other issues, and that's kind of a complex process. You definitely need somebody. And AVET Project has a specific protocol we follow, but give them the nuts and bolts on that.
Well, the nuts and bolts on that are a complete, thorough review with background knowledge of the reviewer, knowing what things are claimable and claiming those issues for you if they still exist, and that's going to be a give and take conversation between the veteran and the accredited agent. And let me tell you, that sometimes can take some time, and it usually involves, the longer it's been in my experience, you got to go back to your doctor. I'll give you something typed up and say, this is what we need your doctor to say, and get that information.
For sure. Now listen, there's so much more on that topic, but we had to get that out there because it's something we haven't covered in a while, and we'll get more information out to you about the initial claims process. But everybody, please don't go anywhere, because American Warrior Radio is live, and we'll be back right after the break with Journey of the Spirit with AVET Project's Director of Counseling, Joanne Ivins. We'll be right back.